Hey, what's going on, Cashflow Hackers? It's Chris with Life 180, and we are continuing the Understanding Your Money series. I had to throw this video in here because of the fact I get a lot of people asking me this question. It's a pretty simple question in my world, but I realize not all this stuff is simple to people as they're starting to learn about what their options are to utilize and leverage for financial tools to help them accomplish their financial goals. So the question is, what is an annuity? I've done some videos on annuities recently. I think annuities are a really misunderstood product. They've got a lot of love and they got a lot of hate. It just depends on who you talk to. There's a guy that I really respect. His name is Tom Hegna. He's kind of the GOAT in this space. He wrote a book called Paychecks and Playchecks. He wrote another book called Don't Worry, Retire Happy. He's got a PBS special, I think. He's got a lot of things going on, but he's just really good at articulating this stuff. And one of the things that he says is that you cannot have a truly optimized retirement income plan without utilizing an annuity. Now, annuities are simply insurance products, and they are typically run by insurance companies, life insurance companies. And it's important to understand that a component of an annuity, and the reason life insurance companies make annuities is because the risk for a life insurance company, obviously on the life insurance side, is that you die too soon, right? So if you go out and you buy life insurance, whether it's whole life insurance, whether it's term insurance, anything above, the risk to them is that you die too soon, right? Because if I buy a policy, $1 million policy today, there's no more risk for the life insurance company than day one when I only made one premium payment, or maybe year one when if I pay annually, I make one premium payment. That is their greatest risk, right? Because I make that payment. If I die that year, they're losing more money than any time in the future. That is their greatest risk. So their greatest risk is I die too soon. That is the risk with life insurance. I die too soon. With an annuity, it's an insurance product, but what it does is it insures your retirement income, right? And so what happens here is the risk to the life insurance company, because they guarantee your income for life in a lot of situations. Now, it doesn't always have to be for life. You can do annuities for a certain period of time. You can do them for life. There's different ways to structure. I'm not going to get into all the details about all the different ways that you could design it, but just know that the risk to the life insurance company is that you live too long, right? And there are different riders and different things that you can do to structure annuities to do that. But the fundamental understanding here is that the risk to a life insurance company with life insurance is that you die too soon. The risk on the annuity side is that you live too long. And what they do is, if you go to an insurance company, they hedge their products, their portfolio balances against each other. It's how they manage their risk. That's what life insurance companies do better than any company in the world, is they manage risk. And a part of the equation on the risk is, if they have a lot of life insurance, they can, and the risk is too heavy on people dying too soon, they can take annuity business and they can kind of balance the books out. Now, a lot of times what happens is this doesn't happen as much with life insurance because it's very actuarially based. They know if they have a block of business, you may die sooner than you desire, obviously, and hopefully that doesn't happen. But they know if they have 1,000 people that buy a policy, it's just actuarially based. A certain percentage of people are going to die. Where annuities, they have to build it and they have to be able to guarantee that income right out of the gate. Now, and they have to be able to guarantee it for a certain period of time. So annuities can put more stress on the financial balance sheet of a life insurance company. And so how they manage those is a little more sensitive. And also on the annuity side, one of the things that you need to understand is that when, and especially this is very, very applicable for life insurance agents out there that sell annuities, I've seen several times where a new annuity product is released and the life insurance company has so much success because the product is so powerful and that they sell so much of it that they have to stop the sales because it gets their balance sheet out of whack. It's too heavy on the annuity side and they cannot have that happen because they always have to make sure everything's in alignment. And so that's how you know when you have a good company, when they're willing to shut that off, because they're managing the risk, not just for their annuity policyholders, but for their life insurance policyholders at the same time, because the stability and the solvency of the life insurance company is the most important part of the entire equation, having that trust. And that's why it's important to work with a major mutual company that's been around for 100 years plus, a company that's never missed a dividend payment for their whole life policyholders. A participating mutually held life insurance company is a key component or element that you're looking for in any company that you're dealing with, whether it's an annuity or whether it's a whole life policy. So that's important to understand. Now, on the other side of the annuities, the thing that I think is really important is that they could be really, really good leverage. The downside is, let's say I had $500,000. There's the old adage of the 4% rule, right? The 4% rule says I could take 4% of income off of that 500 grand. 4% of 500 grand is 20 grand a year. I don't know about you, but 20 grand a year is not getting many people very far, especially if they had enough discipline to save up $500,000. And so what happens is, if you have that $500,000 in an account and you could only pull $20,000 out a year to be safe, an annuity can bump that number up a lot. Now, there's a trade-off. You have to give up control of that money. You have to trade over the $500,000. And I would never take all of my liquidity and put it into an annuity, just full transparency there. But one of the things that I think is really important, it's not the amount of money that we have that matters. It's the amount of cash flow that we have that matters. When you retire, the big change is you go from accumulating money and having cash flow because you have a job. Now the risk is on the other side. You have no cash flow. The cash flow that you have has to come from the assets that you've saved. Now, if you don't utilize an annuity to lock in and guarantee your lifestyle, then you're going to have a hard time. Now, you can absolutely use annuities and insure and guarantee your lifestyle when you take Social Security and annuity, any other income that you have, if you have a pension and utilize annuities that you need to live and survive, figure out what that number is, and then anything above and beyond that, you can take and you can invest. You can put it into life insurance for the next generation. You can utilize it in other different ways that you want. Once again, talk to a person who knows your situation better, or feel free to schedule a call utilizing the link below to talk to one of the coaches on the team here. But by utilizing an annuity to kind of fulfill that need of meeting your guaranteed lifestyle income needs and making sure that you have peace of mind around that in retirement, making sure that the risks involved with that, and you're allowing the life insurance company to manage that risk. And I don't know about you, but for me, that's a really amazing thing from a peace of mind perspective, because life insurance companies are the #1 companies in the world at managing that risk. And so everything is actuarially driven. And so the cool part with that too is, like, if I could get 4% and utilize the Monte Carlo rule, the 4% rule, taking 4%, that $20,000 of that $500,000, let's say I needed $40,000 and maybe I'm 60 years old. Well, you can put money, and 5 years from now you need to do that. You could roll over $500,000 into an annuity, and what they're going to do is they're going to give you bonuses. Like, there's some companies right now that will give you an instantaneous 15 to 20% bonus that will give you something of that nature. Once again, these numbers are always changing, so don't take these numbers as factual or like absolute in this very moment. As long as you use the annuity for income, right? So if in 5 years I know I need to use that income, and if I know that $500,000, it's not a matter of me controlling that $500,000, it's a matter of, like, what is that $500,000 going to do for me? I could give up control of that $500,000, put it into the annuity, get a 15% bonus or a 20%, let's just call it 20% bonus, because I've seen them before. I've seen one right now, actually, where you can get a 20% bonus. That's a $100,000 bonus. So that $500,000 turns into $600,000. And then all of a sudden that $600,000 right out of the gate is going to get guaranteed rate of 7%. So now you take all the downside risk of the market off the table as long as you utilize it for income. You give up control of the money, you allow the insurance company to manage that risk. And you can't optimize, this is why Tom Hegna says you can't optimize your retirement income without these things. You're giving up control of it, but what you do is you pick up a cash flow, you pick up a paycheck for the rest of your life that covers your lifestyle needs and expenses. And if you utilize it properly and you balance an annuity during the distribution years of your life, during the retirement years, and you utilize whole life insurance to kind of fulfill your needs moving up, the combination of the two can be a really, really powerful, powerful thing. But once again, there's no bad products, there's just bad uses. I'm not a big fan of utilizing annuities for accumulation at younger years. Like, I'm 42, I don't need an annuity right now. They don't really fulfill what I need to do, because a lot of these bonuses and roll-ups and guarantees, they only work if I utilize them for income. So I'm a little too young to take advantage of it. If you are 55 years old and you have a 10-year window before you want to turn anytime you're 10 years or less away from retirement, or if you're in retirement, an annuity can make a lot of sense. And so even if you're 42 like me, or 40 or 35 or 50, and you're kind of thinking about it, I just think it's important that you understand what these products are, how they work, how you can implement them in your life. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out. You can set up a call on the link in the description below. You can email Chris@Life180. I'm happy to have a conversation with anybody. Comment in the comment section below, all that fun stuff. I do my best to engage with every single comment I possibly can. And hopefully you found value in this video. Hopefully it gives you clarity about what an annuity is. I try to kind of break it down, keep it as simple as possible, not get into all the details, but just know they are really, really powerful when you utilize them properly. They're great income distribution insurance vehicles. That is kind of the definition of what I would call an annuity to be, and that is how you should leverage them to maximize their effectiveness in your life. So that is it. Until next video, have a blessed, inspirational day, and we'll talk soon. See ya.